Hi, it's Barry from Jerusalem. In 2 days it's going to be Shabbat. In another 2 days it's going to be Rosh Hashanah. So we have to prepare ourselves for Rosh Hashanah, because Rosh Hashanah, between Rosh Hashanah and 10 days, between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, is judgment. So we have to tap into the time and cycle of the time where we have to reflect upon our unique relationship. See, when our relationship with God is intact, decent, then our lives become more blessed, because the blessings come from above. So Rosh Hashanah is the blessing of the world and all of creation. Man was created the sixth day. On the seventh day he rested, so we rest. So in actuality, the Sabbath is a reflection of our time to spend a little more direct each week with God and following the rules of Shabbos, so we don't get confused, because we could easily get confused in the daily aspects of the 6 days of creation, which involve trying to make a living, trying to survive, trying to manage our relationships with our family, with our employers. But God says, leave it to me. Trust in me. V'stich li li'olam, v'stich li b'tzedek u'mishpat, u'v'chesed, u'v'rachamim, v'stich li be'emunah, keshe yadata Adonai. What does it mean? It means betroth me in righteousness, in judgment, in kindness, in mercy. So we have this opportunity to tap into the mercy of God in this specific month, because he says right before Rosh Hashanah, his ear is closest to us, and he's listening, because he wants us to return to him. So that's the unique expression of this relationship between God and the Jewish people, is that we have this proposal, this marriage. Through the marriage is a contract. This contract is written in the 5 books of Moses. The oral and written tradition talks all about it. What you can do, what you can't do. When you jump outside the borders, like we know some nation states, and they're about to have serious judgment this year. Because last year, on October 7th, after the Yom Kippur, after Rosh Hashanah, where we were supposed to be clean of our transgressions, hundreds of innocent people died at the hands of the enemy down south. I don't even want to mention their name. This is the dark side. This is the element that doesn't include God in their relationship. They are destroyers. They miss something along the way. So God said, you can be evil, but if you have a desire to return to me, you can change. But an evil person doesn't think he can change. But everybody can change. And I gave a talk about this, the 3 levels. I think it was my last video. So this is a time to take the change, connect with those who you have difficulty with, to drop your ego and be humble to your God and pray and repent and help others by giving charity. These are the 3 things that actually save us from any bad decrees. And all the nations of the world are decreed who shall live and who shall die. If you look, 1 year ago, or 2 years ago now, it's over 700 days, we, the Jewish people, were in serious trouble here. And even in this last month, we had almost attacks daily from various nations, 5, 6 nations. But now all these nations are in the retreat. Now the terror that they want to cause Israel is being caused by them, by God. You see, because He's the source of all our fears. And if we don't understand that, okay, so you lack that understanding. Doesn't mean that you know anything. You want to learn something, you take the values of the Torah, the 5 books of Moses, and you distinguish between what is a lie and what is truthful. So I wish you all a good blessing. Concentrate. Be humble. Know that there's another guiding force out there who's actually running the world, calling the shots. You think you're calling the shots. He gives us the freedom of choice to choose any way He wants, and He helps us. If we want to be crooked, we can be crooked. If we want to be righteous, we can be righteous. He'll help us. That's how good He is. But the bottom line is, you don't include Him in your life, there is judgment day. Let's hope for a good judgment. You know, Rosh Hashanah is called Yom Aruchta. What does that mean? One long day. Well, it seems like Judgment Day didn't come last year. I mean, it came last year, but not for positive things in the Jews. But in the second year, right, with 700 days, there's 365 days in the year. In the second year already, hey, Israel already did a whole number on the missiles coming from Lebanon, on the missiles coming from Syria, on the missiles coming from Iran, on the missiles coming from Yemen, and the missiles coming from Gaza. They were all like terrified of us, of the Israeli army. They're all humble. But it's Yom Aruchta. It's one long day. It's the only it's the only holiday in the year that's called one long day. That's 2 days, in other words. So 1 day is like 365 days, right? So 2 years is more than 700 days. So we're in the second year of this judgment, and the tables are turned. And if anybody thinks that they can beat God, forget about the Jewish people. We're just His messengers. But if you think you can beat God with your doctrine, your false doctrine of arrogance found in the Christian religion, found in the Muslim tradition, you're wrong. You are wrong. That's why you have to leave the Jews alone this year to get a proper judgment. Because if you don't, it's coming to all of you. Because we are blessed. Whoever blesses the Jews is blessed. Whoever curses the Jews is cursed. And this is my beautiful message for you all. Barry from Jerusalem.